Ever notice how some of life's best advice comes from the most unexpected places? Not from motivational speakers, not from self-help books, but from an economist trying to understand why factories become better at making bicycles. Hi, welcome to Nerd on Mute, the channel where we take big ideas from economics, psychology, sociology, and history and figure out why they matter in everyday life. Today's nerdy idea answers a question we've all struggled with. Should you wait until you're ready, or should you just start? Have you ever postponed something because you didn't feel ready? Maybe starting a YouTube channel, maybe preparing for an exam, maybe learning a new skill. You kept telling yourself, I'll begin next week. Then next week became next month, and somehow your laptop became a very expensive paperweight. If that sounds familiar, congratulations. You've experienced perfectionism. Now, instead of starting, we do something very productive. We watch videos about productivity, then videos about motivation, then videos about how to stop procrastinating. 3 hours later, we've mastered the art of avoiding the thing we were supposed to do. The irony would be funny if it weren't so relatable. Interestingly, an economist found the answer to this problem while studying factories. His name was Kenneth Arrow. He wasn't trying to explain procrastination. He wasn't writing a self-help book. He simply wanted to understand why factories became more productive over time. But hidden inside his research was a lesson that applies to almost every skill we learn. Imagine walking into a bicycle factory on its very first day. Workers look confused, someone installs a wheel backwards, someone else can't find the right tools. One bicycle somehow ends up looking creatively assembled. Everything is slow, everything is messy. If you judged the factory only by its first day, you'd probably say, this isn't going very well. Now imagine returning 6 months later. The same workers move with confidence. Machines run smoothly. Mistakes are rare. Production has doubled. Did someone secretly replace the workers with superheroes? No, they simply kept showing up. Every mistake taught them something. Every repetition made them better. Without realizing it, they had learned by doing. That simple observation became one of Kenneth Arrow's most influential ideas. Experience isn't just the result of learning. Experience is learning. Action creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement, and improvement creates mastery. Learning isn't something that only happens before work. Sometimes, work itself is the classroom. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Nobody becomes an expert by reading a manual. You wobble, you fall, you laugh. Hopefully nobody is recording. Then one day, without even noticing, you're riding effortlessly. The same thing happens when you learn almost anything. Suppose you want to become a creator. Your first video won't be perfect. In fact, a few months from now, you'll probably watch it and wonder, did I really think this was good? Good. That's evidence that you've improved. If your first video still looks perfect a year later, you probably waited too long to upload it. Students often make a similar mistake. They buy more notebooks, more highlighters, more sticky notes. At this point, the stationery shop knows them by name. But when it's time to actually write an answer, silence. Avero would probably smile and say, maybe the next thing to practice is writing. Because writing improves by writing, not by collecting more pens. Perfectionism is strange. It doesn't shout, it whispers. One more course, one more book, one more week. It sounds reasonable, until you realize months have passed and nothing has changed. The funny thing is, perfectionism loses its power the moment you take one small step, then another, and another. Eventually, it has nothing left to say. Most people imagine success like this. First, become confident. Then, start. Arrow flipped the staircase upside down. Start. Learn. Improve. Repeat. Confidence isn't the first step. It's one of the later ones. Maybe that's the hidden lesson inside this economic theory. Factories don't become efficient before they begin producing. They become efficient because they begin producing. People aren't very different. We don't become ready and then start. We start and slowly become ready. So if there's something you've been waiting to begin, perhaps today is a good day to stop waiting. I'll see you in the next chapter of Nerd on Mute. Until then, keep reading, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep learning by doing.